Kingpin's influence should still be felt in Spider-Man 2. Wilson Fisk, known also as the Kingpin, is the secondary antagonist of Marvel's Spider-Man and a minor antagonist in Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. An adversary of both Spider-Man and Daredevil for a long time, and later also his adoptive daughter Echo, he is a notorious crime boss who controls most of the organized crime in New York City. Although Fisk is taken out early in the game by Spider-Man and is behind bars during the series story, the effects and power vacuum he leaves behind can be felt as new villains battle for control of the city. 2 years later, he dispatches his men to disrupt peace in the neighborhood of Harlem by attempting to drive out local businesses in an effort to purchase their land in contribution to regrowing his ciriminal empire. He is eventually apprehended by the new Spider-Man and receives additional years on his sentence as a punishment. Fisk was born on the year 1970. At an unknown point, he started a spice business where he made his fortune. By 2010, he had become one of the most powerful crime bosses in New York City, secretly controlling the city's organized crime families as the feared Kingpin. As part of his criminal empire, Fisk used several warehouses throughout the city to house resources and men while operating out of Fisk Tower. Publicly, he posed as a wealthy philanthropist and legitimate businessman. At an unknown time, Fisk was approached by Norman Osborn to construct a facility for Project GR27's production. Fisk agreed to build the facility, but at an unknown point learned about the nature of GR27. Referring to the serum as Pandora's box, Fisk kept a file on his discoveries hidden in a Neo statue, likely to blackmail Osborn should the mayor ever threaten his position. Somewhere around 2010, Fisk, at the age of 40, learned that one of his enforcers was beaten up and arrested by the young vigilante Spider-Man. Despite managing to get his enforcer out of prison via bail, Fisk knew that Spider-Man would be a threat to his operations and made it his mission to kill him. In their first fights, Fisk consistently defeated Spider-Man, at one point even injuring him badly with a stab wound from a sword, keeping his criminal operations secret. As a result, Fisk remained in control of his empire until 8 years later. In 2018, a now 23-year-old Spider-Man assists the NYPD in arresting Fisk after the police obtain enough evidence against him. Spider-Man helps the police raid Fisk Tower, and once inside, he and Fisk engage in an epic showdown. Though Fisk smashes his way through the fight, damaging his penthouse with turrets, hurling giant objects, and even putting his employees in danger, Spider-Man manages to defeat him, though he ends up getting his suit damaged. Fisk is sent to prison, but warns that he was the only person maintaining order in the city and hopes that in 1 month, the people will wish they had him back. Though in prison, Fisk still manages to control his empire to a degree from within his cell. However, his absence gives rise to a supernaturally powered, demonic mask-wearing gang called the Inner Demons, who seize Fisk's territory and weapons and begin terrorizing the city. Additionally, many of the cops on his payroll are exposed and arrested, leaving the NYPD short-staffed and under-equipped to deal with the rise in crime. Meanwhile, Spider-Man takes down the construction sites serving as fronts for Fisk's drug business, limiting Fisk's ability to pay his lawyers. Miles Morales. Fisk has remained in prison since his arrest, his attempts of escape or release failing. Within a year of his arrest, his company's construction sites, as well as the now abandoned Fisk Tower, are taken over by the underground. However, one building at Midtown, which was invaded by Inner Demons, survives and constructed by a new company and becoming the new Spider-Man's training ground by original Spider-Man from Underground's takeover. With the control he has from his cell, he sends his men to sabotage a community in Harlem, intending to rebuild his criminal empire by a criminal takeover. However, his attempts are thwarted by the new Spider-Man, who eventually uncovers his base of operations. Fisk encounters this Spider-Man as the latter begins shutting down his servers, promising vengeance on Harlem in retaliation before the connection is severed. Fisk's men proceed to attack the holiday party in C.J. Walker Park, though Miles manages to stop the attack.